Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to whatever this is. My name is Axen Cleaver, the Urban Viking. With me, of course,
Daniken Skywalker, the Jedi Dropout.
Absolutely. Alright, today we've got a few topics in mind, a few selections. Let's see, we're going over the Rebrth comics. I'm currently catching up with Green Arrow. It's got some opinions on that, we'll go with that. Suicide Squad, I haven't seen the movie. The Jedi Dropout here has. Lightsabers as a hobby, always fun. And the various companies associated with that particular hobby. Current games we're playing, current games we've played. This goes for tabletop video games, things like that. I have a very big opinion on the Ben Hur movie coming up. Also on that topic, any movies that we have seen or look forward to seeing recently. Alrighty. So, Rebrth comics. Daniken, where you at?
Not far. I have failed. I have made promises and not kept them. I was planning on getting caught up with Batman Rebrth the past couple of weeks, and it's ended up being a kind of crazy couple of weeks, so I haven't really had the opportunity yet, so I'm only the first issue in. As I said on a previous episode, so far so good, but just that first comment.
Well, life happens.
Yeah,
life happens. I just finished number 5. Oh! What am I doing? I completely forgot. Current libations of the day. I am currently drinking a finger of Jameson straight.
I have Jameson's mixed with a little bit of root beer. I am a big fan of Jameson's, and I think it mixes really well with Dr. Pepper, but didn't have that. Root beer's not that bad. If you like the licorice flavor, it's kind of licorice tinge to it, but it's not bad. I do enjoy it.
Personally, I'm a purist. I usually enjoy my whiskey straight up.
Yeah.
Smoke.
Nothing wrong with that either.
No, I'm a purist. What can I say? I'm not going to knock you for what you like, but I'm going to continue to like what I like. Current smoke of the day. I am smoking a local vanilla blend out of it's actually my first pipe that I've ever bought. It's a Briar. Very good pipe.
I'm smoking the same, but out of a corncob pipe. Corncob pipe, funny as it might sound, because you think that probably cheap or something, they actually smoke really well. They're actually good pipes.
There are some people who absolutely swear by them. Now, however, quality of the pipe does matter. Yes, corncob pipes are generally far cheaper than others, but still pay a little extra for a good brand, whichever your research may lead you to, because I've had some cheap ones burn out on me after just a couple of smokes.
Anyway, back to the Rebrth comics.
Back to Rebrth comics. Green Arrow Rebrth, currently on episode 5. I thought it was going to get weird, but it didn't, and I'm glad for it. They're being a lot more introspective with Oliver, and I'm enjoying it.
I actually might try and read Green Arrow this time around. I didn't read the new 52 Green Arrow, especially after I heard some of your reservations about it.
Yes, I didn't like how they made Batman 0.8. I'm not going to say 2.0, but Batman 0.8 is essentially what they made, and I was not a fan. Batman with a bow.
Yeah. We said this before. If you want Batman, do Batman. Green Arrow's his own guy. He's a good enough character. He deserves his own stories.
Was at local comic book shop today. Was very happy with the find. Let me pull. Still got it here in the bag. I wanted to reveal this to Daniken live. What does that say?
Predator versus Judge Dredd versus aliens. Jesus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I figured
He's a great character.
He is. He's absolutely ridiculous, but we love him. We love him for it. And I do actually like the newer Judge Dredd movie. Was it 2005? 2005, 2006.
2006, 2007, maybe somewhere in there.
Could be it. But I actually preferred that movie over the Sylvester Stallone movie, because I think that was a lot more true to the comic. It was more true to the character, and it was it was more fun. Now, the Sylvester Stallone movies, they are very good. They are a lot of fun in their own right. Didn't quite capture the character of what Judge Dredd is. They captured the ridiculousness, but they forgot the serious side of it.
Yeah. For those of you that might not have read the Judge Dredd comics, Judge Dredd never shows his face.
Ever.
You see his mouth and chin, that's it.
You're about to go from here down, aren't you?
I was, yeah. And then I remembered, this is a podcast.
Audio only.
Yeah. So, yeah, Judge Dredd never shows his face. He's basically the penultimate future cop, if you will. The comics are really good. If you can find some of the reprints or trade paperbacks or anything like that, they're a really, really fun read. Going back to the Sylvester Stallone movie, I always tell people that's my favorite good bad movie.
It is a great movie, and it's terrible, but it is a great movie.
It's a beautiful movie. The special effects that they used for the time were top notch, and I think personally that they actually still hold up. Like, it still looks like it's a good looking movie.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
But even though Judge Dredd is in the title, it is not a Judge Dredd movie.
It is entertaining, though, and again, entertainment. If you're reading comics, if you're watching movies, I mean, entertainment value is what counts. Did you enjoy it? Cool. Suicide Squad movie, Daniken, you've seen it.
I saw it. I did.
I have not. This will be a spoilers-free podcast. It'll be initial impressions.
Yeah. I went into seeing Suicide Squad. I didn't listen to anybody's reviews. I do that with movies a lot. I think a lot of people get their image or their impression of a movie skewed from watching reviews and stuff before they actually go see the movie. I like to see a movie with a fresh mind. I thoroughly enjoyed Suicide Squad. I was really, really surprised that they did as good a job as they did. Margot Robbie was fantastic as Harley Quinn. I take back any reservations that I had about Will Smith playing Deadshot. Seriously, like he did a great job. Will Smith doing what Will Smith does. He played the character his own way, and it worked. It worked in a really great way.
I'm honestly surprised to hear that. I know everybody out there can't see the look of blatant incredulity upon my face, but I am honestly surprised to hear that.
Yeah, I was not happy when I first heard that they were casting Will Smith as Deadshot. I was cringing, but he did a good job. He played it his own way. I think he paid attention to what makes that character tick. It wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't a 100% true translation of that character from comic to screen. It was like Will Smith's interpretation of it, but I liked it. I liked the way he played that character. Having said that, some of the reviews that are out there, some of them are decent, some of them are not. The movie, critics have been awful with that movie, and it's basically kind of reaffirmed for me that never trust a critic. Go see the movie for yourself. If you like it, like it. I would say support this movie because I feel like they're kind of trying to get the DCEU in a consistent direction. They want it to go a certain way, and I think that this movie does that because there was a lot of backlash with Batman vs Superman when it came out. A lot of people didn't like it. Some people did.
I liked it for what it was, and I don't think the message of what that movie actually was got across. And everybody's like, oh, I know what it was. It was the Justice League movie trailer. It was just 2.5 hours long. No. Well, yes, but what it really was, and it was done brilliantly if you look at it this way, it is a comic book on screen. It's got the over-the-top down pat. It's got the atmosphere, the cut jumps and the editing and everything. It's a comic book. If you sit down and you look at the movie and you watch the movie as a comic book, it's great.
Yeah.
It does what it's supposed to do. It sets everything up. It behaves. It moves just like a comic book.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of people did not like Ben Affleck. The fact that he killed a lot of people as Batman in the movie. Spoiler. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now.
A lot of people died.
A lot of people died. Personally, that did not bother me just because my favorite Batman movie to this day, not my favorite Batman, but my favorite Batman movie is the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman. And that Batman killed people, and nobody attacks that movie for it. It was what it was. And personally, it didn't bother me in the movie just because that's what I'm used to. And honestly, if you watch those Christian Bale movies and thought that Christian Bale's Batman was never responsible for anybody dying in any of those movies, you are very naive, and you might need to talk to a grown-up.
I need an adult.
Yeah.
You do need an adult. If you think he didn't kill anybody in those movies, you need an adult, possibly therapists and prescriptions.
Yeah. But that being said, I think personally, Ben Affleck is the best Batman that we've had on screen to date. The cameos that he made in Suicide Squad, and yes, he does make a couple of cameos, were really good.
About that,
Yeah, as I said, he's the best Batman on screen that we've had so far. The couple of interactions that he does have with those different characters, really good. Really enjoyed those. Going back to Batman vs. Superman, I saw it in the theater twice, and I've seen the extended cut, and my opinion is this. I loved the movie when I saw it the second time. The first time I saw it, I was kind of lost a little bit. I think they put a lot in one movie, which maybe they shouldn't have done. But after now having seen the theatrical cut twice and the extended cut, it's a lot better movie than it was given credit for. I would say if you watched Batman vs. Superman the first time and you were unsure of it or maybe didn't like it, give it a second chance. But with Suicide Squad, the only problem that I really had with the movie is it is edited to hell and back, and you can actually tell. I'm not saying that it was a bad job with editing, it's just so obvious that it was edited. That's the only issue I have with it, but I had a great time watching it. It was a lot of fun. I recommend it. Go see it.
The Jedi Dropout here. He's called the Jedi Dropout. Man likes Star Wars. Man likes Star Wars just a little bit. That being said, lightsabers. We love them.
We both love them, actually.
We both love them. I started out, I thought they were cool, and growing up I actually did a lot of kendo practice, so had a little bit of experience in that field. And then Daniken, you introduced me to this strange company called Saberforge.
I did. Little backstory, if anybody out there wondered, the Jedi Dropout part of my name, that's basically because I don't have enough patience to be a Jedi. I have a temper. I would have either had to drop out or got kicked out. That being said, I want to be a good guy. I try. Okay, so yeah, I started Saberforge for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I think everybody should have a hobby. Everybody should have something that they dedicate themselves to, a discipline, something that you work at, try and get better at, and something that, you know, kind of brings you joy or peace of mind, or both. So I like to make stuff. I like to draw a lot. I'm decent at it. I'm not great at it, but I enjoy it. It's peaceful.
Hey, you've seen my thumbnails. I am handy with Microsoft Paint.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I wanted to craft something that, you know, I could have, and that would be a unique collectible to me because I love Star Wars so much. And what's better than a lightsaber? So I started looking into different companies and stuff that actually make lightsabers that you can fight with, and not just, you know, light taps. You can really go at it with these things. There's entire groups and forums dedicated to this lightsaber hobby. Saberforge is one of those companies. Some people love them, some people hate them.
Interesting story. Where are you at on that?
Where I'm at on that, I'll have to tell you once my kit to build my lightsaber gets in, because I did order more or less an empty hilt, an empty chassis to put everything into. When I get it, if the quality is what your lightsaber is.
I ordered a Saberforge lightsaber. I have the Acolyte, by the way. It's one of their lower end, but I thought it's utilitarian, which I really like. And ordered the Acolyte, chrome finish, and a deep blue blade. It's very nice. It's a lot of fun to play with. It's got good balance, good heft. Doesn't matter if you have a sound card. Inevitably, you'll be making the sounds with your mouth quite a bit.
Because it's fun.
Funny thing is, I ordered mine about 2 months after Daniken ordered his. Mine has been hanging on the wall and on display for about 6 months now.
Yeah, I had some weird issues when I first ordered it. I'm actually not 100% sure that it's Saberforge's fault directly. When I ordered initially, after about a month, my order got canceled. Wasn't really sure why. Emailed them back. I didn't get any response, but I've ordered it a second time and it is now being built. It actually should be at the completion point, so I should be getting it any day now. And as I said, if it's the same quality, because I got one of the higher end ones, and if it's at least the same quality or better than the lightsaber that you got, I will say that I think it's worth the wait. The only thing I would say against Saberforge is, and it's probably not entirely their fault, is that you're going to have to wait. If you order something from them, you're going to have to wait. And that very well could be true for any of the lightsaber companies out there. Ultra Sabers, Vader's Vault. I haven't had any business with those companies yet because I do plan to build more sabers. I have had to wait on this one, but it's something that I really want to do. And that was my phone again.
So the thing is, if you're a really big fan and you really want a lightsaber, you have to understand something about getting a custom-made saber. It is a very, very niche market, and a lot of people there's not a lot of people devoted to making these sabers, so there's gonna be a waiting list. I mean, especially with Rogue One coming out, the huge resurgence of Star Wars with Force Awakens. I mean, you're gonna wait, and you can't really fault the companies for this, but you also are kind of like, you should have seen this coming. And then of course there's the 5-year-old in you going, I really want a lightsaber.
Yeah. All in all though, I'm excited to get it. First time, I don't really know what happened. This time around, I haven't had a single issue. When I was past my initial wait period, when it was supposed to be at the build point, I emailed Saberforge. Phil Isherwood, I think, is the guy that does it. He emailed me back right away. Haven't had an issue yet, so I think that first time was honestly just a fluke. So
it happens.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I'm excited to get it. I will say, so far, Vader's Vault is probably the higher end. From what I can tell, they're a little more expensive. Saberforge seems to have the best quality to price ratio, because most of their sabers are reasonably affordable. They're expensive. It's an expensive hobby, but they're reasonable for the quality that you're getting, so I'm excited.
Yeah, you're going to drop some money. Just go ahead and get that out of your head that you're going to get a $10 saber that you're going to be able to fight with. You're not. Unless you happen to know a machinist who just wants $10 for the experience. And if you know a machinist who'll do this only for $10, either you're sleeping with him or her, or they're screwing you.
But that being said, guys, find a hobby. It's good stuff. Moving on.
Yeah, games. I've not even turned my PlayStation 4 on in probably a week, and I haven't actually plugged a game in it for over a month. I know I'm a horrible human being. You know, there were some issues with the internet and some issues with the apartment complex, and then of course work and this and that, yada yada yada, excuse A through Z. But what that has afforded me is the opportunity to play a couple of tabletop games with my girlfriend here. We actually had a lot of fun playing them.
That's cool.
All three are by the same creator, and I really wish I could remember his name. It's Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert, and Pandemic. The same creator made all three, and my girlfriend got them for our anniversary, and it was fantastic. I mean, we've been sitting down every night, me and her, and we're just playing these games, and it's a lot of fun. We talk, we chat, we laugh. It's a good deal, and I do recommend people getting back into these tabletop, these board games. They're a lot of fun, and it's becoming a lost art, and it really shouldn't be. Don't get me wrong, I love my video games, still love Fallout 4. Nuka Town comes out in 2 weeks, absolutely excited for that. I have the season pass, which again, yes, makes me a horrible person, but screw you, I like it. I'm really excited for what that's going to bring, and I'll probably be talking about that incessantly once that's out.
All right.
What have you been playing?
Recently, I just finished Lego Marvel Superheroes. I've had it for a while and I haven't really played it. Just finished that. I love the Lego games. I'm just going to throw that out there. They're kind of like a guilty pleasure for me because they're fun, they're funny, they're platforming, they're all around good. Really enjoy them. Just started back on Shadows of Mordor. I played it before, but I didn't finish it. I made it maybe about halfway through and then I kind of got off of it. So I've been wanting to go back to that game and give it another chance because it is a really good game. If you haven't played it, it's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of the type of mechanics and play styles that I like. So gonna start playing that again. And then about time for me to play Red Dead Redemption. That's probably one of my top 5 games of the last generation. And I go back and play that probably every year and a half since it came out. Even if it's not a complete playthrough, I just sit down with it, play it for a bit. So
I am my girlfriend's personal Let's Player. She loves sitting on the couch and watching the games I play it, offering commentary, sometimes a little more colorful. When I play Red Dead Redemption, she really enjoys that. So I'm definitely with you right there.
Yeah. Next topic.
Oh yeah, Ben Hur. Okay. Ben Hur. Actually not arguably, it is probably one of the best movies ever made. I really think it is. Not the new one. I'm talking 1959, Charlton Heston. It's a great movie. It's a wonderful movie. I don't care if you're religious or if you're not, what your opinions on any religion are. The acting for the time, the effects. I mean, it was thousands and thousands of people working by hand. By hand. This is not the era of power tools. By hand to drill, to open up a quarry just for one scene of a movie. One 19-minute scene of a movie. And they took a whole year building the set. I mean, all those sets were built by hand. The acting was phenomenal. It is a wonderful, fantastic movie, and they're screwing it up because they're remaking it, and they just can't leave well enough alone, and it's a very sore spot in my heart. I do hold a special place in my heart for Ben Hur. Me and my grandfather used to watch it, and my grandfather probably one of the top 5 most influential people in my life, and he and I would sit and we watched that easily 12, 15 times during my life. So it's a very special movie to me, and Hollywood is screwing it up, and it just makes me angry every time I even think about it, and they need to leave well enough alone. You have absolute perfection standing before you, and you want to paint a smiley face on it. That worries me. It really worries me.
I will pretty much agree 100% with that. I'm a fan of classic movies anyway. My wife, who, yes, is my favorite person, she has introduced me to a ton of older movies, classic movies, because she's a huge fan of them. Both she and I grew up watching classic movies with our parents. And Ben Hur, arguably one of the best movies of all time. The fact that, spoiler for a 50-year-old movie, the fact that they built that Colosseum for the chariot scene, and there's something like 3,000 extras in that scene, maybe more, because it's a real chariot race. I mean, it's real. The horses are real, the wagons are real, the set's real, the extras are real. There's no CGI in this whatsoever. The amount of time, effort, and craftsmanship that went into that movie is sublime. And I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to remakes. If you're going to remake something like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's a movie that every so many years you do a reboot or a remake or whatever, and I don't have a huge problem with that. I love Ninja Turtles. I was a big fan growing up and enjoyed the comics as well as the cartoons, and I love the original movie, but if you want to make that again, don't have a huge problem with that. A movie like Ben Hur or A Streetcar Named Desire, something like that.
The Godfather.
The Godfather, in cold blood. don't remake that movie. Don't remake those movies. Leave those movies alone. Those are art to be appreciated. If you don't do this already, go watch some of the movies on Turner Classic Movies. The presentation that they give before the bigger movies that they show. It's a lot of education. You'll learn a whole lot about what went into that film, why those films are so revered. It's a great thing. When something is exactly what it is supposed to be and nothing else, leave that alone. A movie of that importance, of that historical value, leave it alone. That's my opinion.
If you're going to remake the Mona Lisa, don't. And if you're still going to remake the Mona Lisa, don't. It's what it comes down to.
Yep.
I am incensed, sir. I am incensed at the remake of Ben Hur.
I am with you there. Because, as I said already, some movies, it's okay to remake when it's like pop culture type things, but when it's something like that, when it is art, leave it alone. All right.
Especially don't go finger painting the Mona Lisa with your kid.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's our opinion of what they're doing with Ben Hur. So, last thing, best movie seen so far this year.
It's kind of tough. I did just see The Secret Life of Pets. It was quite entertaining. I don't think it kind of came to best movie this year, though. Entertaining, though. Very entertaining, very cute. Gidget reminds me a lot of my girlfriend, just saying.
Alright.
I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of movies this year. Been working ridiculous hours and ridiculous amounts. I haven't really got to the theaters, but I really don't know. Batman vs. Superman was a very good movie. Again, it's a very good movie if you see it for what it is. I don't know. I don't think I've quite found my best movie of the year yet. I would be a couple episodes in the future. I think I'd like to revisit that one.
Fair enough. I'd say best movie I've seen so far this year, I'd probably chalk it up to 2. The first one may have come out last year, but I've seen it within the last 6 months, and I think it's from this year. St. Vincent with Bill Murray. Really good movie. Just kind of a feel-good / dark comedy. Essentially, Bill Murray plays a character who is the crotchety old man next door for this mom and son that move in to the house next to his, and different things ensue from there. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it is a great movie. Go and see it. I and my wife really enjoyed that movie a lot. Probably the movie I had the most fun with this year so far, Deadpool. Had a great time with that movie.
Deadpool was a lot of fun. Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah. But we can definitely revisit that a couple episodes in towards the end of the year. We'll revisit that one. But I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we've covered all topics. All right, we're going to say good night for now. Good night, goodbye, good morning, whichever time of day it is for you. Everybody be safe, be happy, live life, I guess.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, like we always say.
Absolutely. It's in the contract.
We have to say it. If you take anything away from this episode, get a hobby and appreciate art for what it is, regardless of what it is.
I agree. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.